हेलो एवरीवन। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम जब हम किसी एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन को स्टार्ट करते हैं तो वी आर हाई ऑन एंथुसियाज्म। हमें लगता है कि बस 6 महीने का टाइम दे के तो देखो, उसके बाद मेरे रिजल्ट का शोर सुनना। इस तरीके के हमारे दिमाग में कुछ ख्याल होते हैं, इस तरीके का कुछ हमारा मोटिवेशन होता है। बट आफ्टर सम टाइम हम अपने आप को इस सिचुएशन में पाते हैं, वी फाइंड आर सेल्फ कम्प्लीटली लॉस्ट। हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा होता कि प्रिपरेशन आखिर जा कहाँ रही है, क्या हम पढ़ रहे हैं, किस डेप्थ में हमें पढ़ना चाहिए, सही भी पढ़ रहे हैं या नहीं, सही डायरेक्शन में भी है या नहीं। तो कुछ इस तरीके की सिचुएशन होती है। अब ये सिचुएशन होती क्यों है? ये सिचुएशन इसलिए होती है कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम हम एग्जाम की तैयारी शुरू करते हैं बिना सोचे समझे। हमें लगता है कि वाओ, जॉब अच्छी है, मुझे गवर्नमेंट जॉब करनी है, टिक। मुझे एक वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस चाहिए, टिक। सैलरी अच्छी चाहिए, टिक। एग्जाम 6 महीने बाद है, टिक। नोटिफिकेशन कब आ रही है, टिक। ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन हमने इकट्ठी कर ली। बुक्स क्या पढ़नी है, अगेन टिक। ठीक है, और हमने उठाई वो बुक्स और हमने कर दी तैयारी शुरू। ठीक है, लेट मी टेल यू, ये जो तैयारी है ना, इसे एक शब्द में अगर मैं कहूँ तो इसे कहेंगे गधा मजदूरी। हम सीधा गधा मजदूरी शुरू कर देते हैं, नंबर ऑफ आवर्स काउंट करने लग जाते हैं। बट दिस इज नॉट हाउ स्मार्ट पीपल स्टडी। जो आप स्मार्ट स्टडी की बात सुनते हैं, स्मार्ट स्टडी का मतलब शॉर्टकट्स नहीं होता है। स्मार्ट स्टडी का मतलब होता है कि ये जो बुक्स वाला फेज है, इस पर आप आओ। इससे पहले आपके पास दो चीजें होनी चाहिए। पहली चीज, एग्जाम का सिलेबस। क्या आपने सिलेबस देखा? क्या आपको सिलेबस वर्ड टू वर्ड याद है? क्या आपको एग्जैक्टली पता है कि एनिमल हस्बेंड्री चैप्टर के अंदर आपको कौन से टॉपिक्स पढ़ने हैं? क्या आपको एग्जैक्टली याद है कि एग्रोनॉमी में आपको कौन कौन से टॉपिक्स पढ़ने हैं? तो जब तक आपको सिलेबस कंठस्थ नहीं है, लेट मी टेल यू, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू प्रिपेयर स्मार्टली फॉर एनी एग्जाम, बी इट नबार्ड एग्जाम और बी इट एनी अदर एग्जाम। आप उस एग्जाम को नहीं क्रैक कर सकते। सो द फर्स्ट थिंग विच यू हैव टू डू, you should have the syllabus with you. The second thing is the previous year questions. उस syllabus के regarding हर एक टॉपिक के लिए आपको previous year questions देखने हैं कि जो syllabus टॉपिक है उसमें आखिरकार पूछा क्या जा रहा है, किस डेप्थ में पूछा जा रहा है, क्या पढ़ना है, क्या नहीं पढ़ना है। इस सारी चीज की गाइडेंस जो है वो आपको मिलेगी प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन से। सो ये जो आप डायरेक्शन लेस फील करते हैं, इट इज प्रिसाइजली बिकॉज आपको सिलेबस और प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस का आइडिया ही नहीं है। आपको एग्जाम की हर एक चीज का आइडिया है, टॉपर्स के नाम तक शायद आपको याद होंगे, लेकिन सिलेबस और प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस ये आपके वहमो गुमान में भी नहीं होते। और यही कारण होता है कि आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम यू फील कंप्लीटली लॉस्ट इन योर प्रिपरेशन। So to help you in today's session, we are going to see the detailed syllabus of phase 1 and phase 2 exam of NABARD grade A। तो इसके थ्रू आपका जो डिटेल्ड सिलेबस का इशू है वो रिजॉल्व हो जाएगा। इसके अलावा जो प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस की प्लेलिस्ट है वो हमारे चैनल पर ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है, जहां पे हमने नबार्ड ग्रेड ए के 2024 2023 के सारे क्वेश्चंस जो हैं, सारे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस जो हैं सब्जेक्ट वाइज आपको सॉल्व करवाएं। तो ये जो डाउट है आपका, ये उस प्लेलिस्ट के थ्रू सॉल्व हो जाएगा। चलिए तो हम तैयारी शुरू करते हैं, इस सेशन को शुरू करते हैं, ताकि जब आप अपनी प्रेपरेशन को स्टार्ट करें, यू फील कॉन्फिडेंट एंड यू एग्जैक्टली नो विच इज द डायरेक्शन यू आर फॉलोइंग। किस डायरेक्शन में आप चल रहे हो ये बात आपको अच्छे से पता हो, हर दिन पता हो। एंड students, along with the syllabus there is a lot of other information about any particular examination which should be there with you. So that entire information is available in this beautifully curated guidebook, and the link to download this guidebook is provided in the description box below. You can download it from there. On this note, let us start our today's session. So now first let me quickly tell you that in our exam, as you all must be knowing, that first the notification will be released, then we will have the phase 1 exam, phase 2 exam, and then there will be interview. Now let us have a look at the syllabus one by one for each of the phases. As far as the phase 1 is concerned, so in the phase 1 these are the 8 components which we have to solve in the paper. So there is going to be the test of reasoning, English, computer knowledge, quant, decision making, general awareness, ESI and ARD. Out of these 8 sections, these top 5 sections, that is the quant, reasoning, English, computer knowledge and decision making, they form part of non-merit or the qualifying section. Here you only have to clear the sectional cutoff. Apart from that, GA, ESI and ARD, these are the 3 areas which will form the basis for your cutoff. The cutoff will be out of the 100 marks in phase 1, and those 100 marks will be derived from GA, ESI and ARD only. Now let us see what is the syllabus. See students, as far as the quant, reasoning, English, computer knowledge and decision making are concerned, the syllabus is not given there in the notification. In the notification, no syllabus has been provided for these 5 components, but still we have to prepare for them. And that is why we are giving you this decoded syllabus. Now, you must be having this question in your mind that from where I have derived this decoded syllabus. So this comes again from our experience of going through the previous year questions for so many years, and on the basis of that we have curated the decoded syllabus for these 5 components. So as far as the quantitative aptitude is concerned, you have to prepare topics like percentage, profit, loss, discount, ratio and proportion, simplification, simple and compound interest, time and work, pipes and cisterns, number series, time, speed and distance, trains, boats, mixtures, averages, ages, partnership, area, volume, probability, data interpretation, quadratic equation, and number system. Right? Similarly, as far as the reasoning is concerned, you have alphabetical and alphanumeric series, coding, decoding, syllogism, direction sense, inequality, rankings, blood relations, sitting arrangement, puzzles, machine input output, statement assumption, statement course of action, cause and effect, statement argument, statement conclusion, and data sufficiency based questions. Now students, before I tell you the syllabus of English, computer knowledge and decision making, you must be thinking that this syllabus is very much similar to what is asked in other exam, be it the banking exams or the SSC exams. Yes, the topics, they sound similar to what is being asked in the exams like banking and the SSC. But students, as far as the NABARD exam is concerned, the difference, you will feel the difference in the level of question, the kind of questions which are being asked, right? So these are the 2 areas where you will feel the difference. And to know what exactly is the difference, this is where the role of previous year questions come, and that is why I have suggested you that after watching this particular video, do go through the previous year question playlist which is available on our channel to get the clear-cut idea of what kind of questions are being asked. This was one thing which I wanted to tell you. The second thing which I want to tell you here is that you might feel very overwhelmed, or some of you who are not that good in quant and reasoning, they might be feeling a little bit demotivated because of this huge syllabus of quant and reasoning. Students, here the good part comes from the pattern of NABARD itself, because quant and reasoning, English, all of these are the non-merit section. Here you only have to clear the sectional cutoff. So instead of focusing on this entire syllabus, it is good for you to first have a target score, and this target score should be based on the previous year cutoff trends, and depending on this target score you should prepare few selected topics, but those topics should be prepared in the best possible manner by you, right? So that is what you have to do in the quant and reasoning. Now coming to the next part, which is the English, computer knowledge and decision making. So in English, you have to prepare the reading comprehension, sentence rearrangement, error detection and vocabulary. Apart from that, as far as the computer knowledge is concerned, in computer knowledge you have to prepare computer awareness, hardware and memory, software and operating system, MS Office, database management system, internet and computer security, history and computer generations, and the shortcuts. Shortcuts is a very important chapter here. Now, as far as the decision making is concerned, the topics that you have to prepare are basics of decision making, types of decision making models, decision making approaches, factors affecting decision making, and types of problems in decision making, right? So this is the syllabus as far as the entire non-merit section is concerned. Now let us move forward. After the non-merit section, the first component in the merit section is the general awareness, and 20 marks worth of general awareness will be asked in the phase 1 examination. Now students, as far as this general awareness is concerned, the question arises what to read, because you see the kind of current affairs which will be asked here in the general awareness, most of them are such in nature that they will be only asked in phase 1 examination. ठीक है, इस तरीके के current affairs जो कि general awareness में हमसे पूछे जाते हैं, one liner based, थोड़े से random, ठीक है, जिन topic से वो questions पूछे जाते हैं, इस तरीके के current affairs हमें generally केवल phase 1 में देखने को मिलते हैं और phase 1 में भी केवल general awareness के part में. अब general awareness में भी there are two areas, there is static GA and there is current current GA. Static GA often accounts to around 3 to 5 marks, and then we have the current GA, which accounts for around 17 to 15 marks. Now, in the static GA, you have to prepare all these areas, but apart from that, there was one area and there was one thing which we noticed in the 2024 exam for the first time, that is some finance related static topics were also asked in the GA part, right? So that is also the syllabus that you have to prepare. I'm not going to read this entire thing. You can pause the video and then you can see what are the areas in the static GA that you have to cover. Now coming to the next part, which is the current GA. In the current GA, again you have to read what the one-liner kind of current affairs. For example, the books and authors, sports, partnerships, MOUs, themes of important days, science and tech, persons in news, summits, defense exercises, cyclones and hurricanes, some HUBs or parks that have been set up, famous awards, milestones, if government has launched any body, course, project, infrastructure, all that becomes important. But such kind of current affairs will be asked only in the phase 1 GA. Again, I am repeating this part. And one more thing which we noticed for the first time in 2024 exam was that certain finance related current affairs were also asked in the GA part, right? So in 2024, out of 20 questions, around 7 to 8 questions were there from the finance part, right? Finance static part, finance current affairs part. So from this trend, the finance also becomes a very important part for both the static and the current GA, right? So I hope this clears your doubts regarding the GA syllabus and the pattern in the GA. Now moving forward, the next two components that we have to see are the ESI and the agriculture and rural development. Now students, one of the best things about the NABARD grade exam is that ESI and ARD, they form part of the merit section in the phase 1 exam. And if you see the pattern of phase 2, here also the paper 2 worth 100 marks will be of ESI and ARD. And the bestest part here is that the syllabus for both the phase 1 and phase 2 is same for ESI and ARD, right? Phase 1 and phase 2 is syllabus for both the ESI and ARD. On that note, let us see what the syllabus look like. So this is the syllabus for the ARD. First of all, here you have to prepare for the agriculture. Now students, there is one common theme which you will see in this entire syllabus of the ARD, that is the definition, that is the meaning. Okay, these are something which this is like one part which you have to prepare for each and every word which is given in the NABARD syllabus, because sometimes if you go through the previous year questions, you will realize sometimes they simply give the word and they ask what is the meaning of this word, or other times they will give you the meaning and then they will ask what does this term implies. Okay. Now for the syllabus, first of all you have to prepare the agriculture, what is the definition of the agriculture, meaning and the branches of agriculture. Then you have to prepare the agronomy, definition, meaning, scope of agronomy, classification of field crops, what are the factors which affect the crop production, agroclimatic zones. After that you have to study the cropping systems. In the cropping systems you have to see what is the definition and what are the different types of cropping systems and what are the problems of dry land agriculture, right? Seed production, seed processing, seed village. Then you have to study about the meteorology, weather parameters, crop weather advisory. The next topic is precision farming, system of crop intensification, organic farming, right? This entire thing we combine in the chapter irrigation, right? Then we have the next chapter, that is the soil and water conservation. Under the soil and water conservation, you have to study major soil types, soil fertility, fertilizer, soil erosion, soil conservation and watershed management. After that you have to study about the water resources, right? In that you study about the irrigation management, what are the different types of irrigation, sources of irrigation, crop water requirement, command area development, water conservation techniques, micro irrigation, irrigation pumps, major, medium and minor irrigation. Then you have the farm and agri engineering chapter. Apart from that you have the plantation and horticulture chapter, a very very important chapter. Then you have the animal husbandry, and here also you have to study in depth about the animal husbandry. Here you will be studying about the farm animals. Just wait. Yes, the farm animals, the roles that they play, animal husbandry methods in India, common terms pertaining to the different species of the livestock, utility classification of breeds of cattle, introduction to common feeds and fodders, right? And apart from that, you will also study about the poultry in this particular chapter only. Then the next chapter is the fisheries, again a very important chapter from our exam perspective. After that, we have the forestry, agriculture extension, ecology and climate change, right? And then we have some current affairs related topics as far as the ARD is concerned, that is the present scenario of agriculture and allied activities. Then starts our portion for the rural development. Remember, the name of the subject here is agriculture and rural development. Till now, the syllabus that you have seen, that was for the agriculture. Now we have to see the syllabus for the rural development. In the rural development, you have to study the concept of the rural area, structure of the Indian rural economy, importance and the role of the rural sector in India, economic, social and demographic characteristics of the Indian rural economy, and the causes of rural backwardness. Then you have to study about the topic rural population in India, and then national Panchayati Raj institution. Here students, certain schemes have been mentioned such as Narega, National Rural Livelihood Mission, Rural Drinking Water Program, Swachh Bharat Rural Housing, Pura, and the other rural development program. This gives us the hint that all these schemes, they become very, very important from our exam perspective as far as the syllabus of ARD is concerned. Now students, you must be having this doubt in your mind that ma'am, we have seen in the syllabus itself that both the static and the current affairs form a part of our ARD syllabus. Now what is the proportion? In what proportion the static and the current affairs are asked in the ARD syllabus? So students, if I talk about the phase 1 exam, then out of 40 questions, around 30 to 32 questions, they will be asked from the static part, right? In the phase 1, it is the static part in the ARD which dominates. Around 30 to 32 questions, they will be asked from the static part. But students, if I talk about the phase 2 exam, in the phase 2, you have 30 questions, 30 objective type questions. In these 30 objective type questions, 15 questions will be from ARD, 15 questions will be from ESI. Out of these 15 questions, the ratio of static and current affairs is 1:1. Okay? It is almost equal. Sometimes 7 to 8 questions only. 7 questions will be from static, 8 questions from current affairs, 8 questions from static, or 7 questions from current affairs. So the ratio is equal as far as the static and the current weightage is concerned in the phase 2 exam. But in the phase 1, it is the static which is more dominant in the ARD part. Right? Now on that note, let us see what you have to study in the ARD current affairs. As far as the ARD current affairs are concerned, you have to study the government schemes, very, very important. Then you have to study the reports and indices. Now these reports and indices are those which pertains to our agriculture syllabus. For example, recently the India State of Forest report has been released. This becomes important. If there are estimates for horticulture advanced estimates, if they are released, that becomes important. The NAFIS report on financial inclusion, that becomes important. NABARD annual report becomes important. Annual report of Ministry of Agriculture becomes important. Annual report of Ministry of Rural Development becomes important, right? So these are few examples of what kind of reports you have to study as far as the ARD current affairs are concerned. Then I have simply written the word current affairs. Now what does this include? This include all the current affairs related to the ARD part. For example, if some new initiative in the forestry has been taken, if some new initiative in the fisheries department has been taken, right? So such kind of current affairs which is related to our ARD syllabus, that becomes important apart from the government schemes and the reports and indices. So I hope this gives you a clear example of what you have to prepare as far as the ARD current affairs is concerned. Now having said that, let us move towards the next component, that is the ESI. In the ESI, again, you have to prepare the topics like nature of the Indian economy. I'm not giving here the in-depth topic. I'm just reading the name of the main topic here. Then the second thing that you have to prepare is the inflation. Then you have to study about the poverty alleviation and the employment generation in India, population trends, agriculture. Yes, agriculture is a part of our ESI syllabus as well. Industry, rural banking and financial institutions in India, globalization of economy, social structure in India, education, social justice, social movements, Indian political system, human development, and current economic and social issues. Now, this one line, this tells again that current affairs become a very important part of our ESI syllabus also. And similar to the ARD, the same doubt might be you might be having in your mind regarding the ESI, that do we have to prepare the static part or more of the current affairs part? Let me tell you about the weightage. Students, in both the phase 1 and phase 2 exam, it is the current affair which is the kingmaker as far as the ESI is concerned. Yes, in the phase 1, out of 40 questions, around 35 to 36 questions will be there from the current affairs, and similarly in the phase 2, out of 15 objective questions, around 13 to 14 questions will be there from the ESI current affairs only, right? So in the ESI, it is the current affairs which becomes very, very important. Now you must be having this doubt that if in the ESI syllabus it is the current affairs which is holding so much of weightage, why even study the static part? No, students, you will definitely create a blunder for yourself if you skip the ESI part. Why? Because of two reasons. One, to understand this ESI related current affairs, you should be having the basic ESI economics knowledge. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand the ESI knowledge. If you do have that basic economics knowledge from your graduation, from your school area, or from the other competitive exams that you must have prepared for, so that is fine. If you have that basic knowledge, then you need not spend time here. But if you don't have that knowledge, then it is your duty to study the ESI so that you are able to understand the current affairs better. The second reason is the descriptive part. If you are writing the descriptive answers, there your answer cannot be solely dependent on your facts only or current affairs only. It must be having some backing from the static part, right? The argument must be backed by some static knowledge also. So to write wholesome answers in the descriptive part, it becomes important for you to cover the descriptive ESI, the static ESI also, right? So on that note, we have seen the ARD and the ESI syllabus. Now let us see the syllabus for the ESI current affairs. Similar to the ARD, here also you have to study the government schemes, reports and indices. What sort of reports and indices? So here all the reports which are released and which are related to our syllabus. For example, if some multi-dimensional poverty index it is released, it becomes important. If some inflation or growth targets are released by the RBI or by the IMF or by the World Bank, that becomes important. So such kind of reports and indices, they become important from the ESI current affairs perspective. Apart from that, all the current affairs which are directly or indirectly related to our ESI syllabus, they become important for us from our ESI perspective, right? On that note, we have discussed the entire syllabus for the phase 1 and phase 2 ESI and ARD. Just two things are actually left here. One is the general English, and this is the descriptive English that you have to prepare for the phase 2 and the descriptive part of the ESI and ARD. See students, as far as the descriptive part of ESI and ARD is concerned, you have to prepare the same syllabus but with a different approach. What is that different approach? That different approach is that you have to prepare each of the syllabus topic with an analytical perspective. What does this analytical perspective mean? So basically here you should be having the idea about the definition, the benefits, the causes, the reasons, the government initiatives of each and every term of the syllabus. So that is how you have to prepare the descriptive part, same syllabus but with an analytical perspective. Now let us discuss the syllabus of the English paper, the descriptive English paper in the phase 2 exam. So here the syllabus includes essay, précis writing, comprehension, business and office correspondence. This is nothing but the letter, right? So these are the areas that you have to prepare as far as the descriptive English is concerned. So students, on that note, we have completed and we have completely understood the entire syllabus for both the phase 1 and phase 2 exam as far as our NABARD grade A exam is concerned. Now, having said that, if at any point of your preparation journey, if at any duration of your preparation journey you want any sort of help from the EduTap, so there are few initiatives. Courses are a different thing, but apart from the courses also, we hold regular events to give you a clear cut idea about the exam, you can join that. Apart from that, you can register for the Calendly calls. The registration is absolutely free, and here the faculty member, they will answer every query of yours. If you have current affairs related queries, you can book your Calendly call with Gurkirat sir. If you have any AR related query, you can book your Calendly call with Shamli ma'am. So in similar manner, you can book your Calendly calls or strategy calls with our faculty, and they will answer your queries, right? Apart from that, students, there are certain courses also on our website. You can go and check edutab.in, and here, as far as the NABARD grade A exam is concerned, we have launched first of all a trial course. This trial course will basically help you in getting the taste of all the deliverables that we are offering in our main courses, and it is for rupee 1 only. Apart from that, for those of you who have already completed their preparation and who only want to who just want to practice, so for them we have released the phase 1 and phase 2 test series. Then we have the NABARD grade A silver course, wherein we prepare you for the phase 2 exam and the interview exam. And then we have the gold course for those who want to prepare from scratch for this exam. Here we cover the phase 1, phase 2 and the interview preparation, right? So I hope, students, with this session it was helpful for you. On this note, I am ending this session here. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best for your preparation.